Welcome back, everyone, to the 2020 edition of the QubicaAMF Bowling Promotion Cup. It's the 11th edition of these matches held by Bruno Bidone. And thanks to Bruno for all this fantastic competition. We're here for a match that I have been anticipating, and I hope you have too. It's the final of our 6-bowler stepladder competition. And you're seeing here Alexandra Lopes, who lapped the field in qualifying. All 6 players in the stepladder started by bowling a 6-game qualifier. And Alexandra shot 216 over, 14-16 for 6 games, and lapped the field. No other bowler even shot 100 over. So she clearly has a great look to the pocket. And why not start things off with a beautiful strike there by Alexandra. And let's watch her play right around between second and third arrow, straight up the oil line. It's a neon oil pattern. It's a 43-foot 12-to-1 pattern, a pretty high-scoring pattern if you know how to play it. And let's watch Matthew Magro make his first shot. And why not match the strike? Now, here's Matthew's story. He's coming off a win against Cynthia Frendo Duca from Malta, where he shot the first 10 and ended up 284. So you have 2 heavyweights here. Clearly 2 folks who have figured out how to play the pattern, even though the pattern is a 12-to-1, a pretty high ratio pattern. You have to play it correctly. We saw Daria Payok struggle on this pattern. We saw Valentine Saulnier struggle on this pattern. But look at that mixer strike by Matthew. Another great shot, and we're perfect so far. Not a big surprise there. He's crossing about 12, just about the same place that Alexandra hit on her first shot, and comes up a little light for the mixer strike. So we're perfect so far, and why not? We can expect some fireworks in this final match. If you caught any of the doubles competition, you would know that Alexandra is part of the French team along with her teammate Valentine Saulnier, who we saw earlier in the stepladder, and they won the doubles competition here. And how about a double for Alexandra? So she's already got 1 title here in this competition, going for her second, and look at that form at the line, absolutely perfect, and give her the double. So it's interesting to see the different angles that have been attempted to play this neon oil pattern. And what's emerged as the folks with the best look are those who are kind of the tweener players. You know, I would consider Daria a power player, as I would Valentine. They did not have the best look on this particular pattern, on this particular pair in this stepladder competition, but Alexandra and Matthew clearly do. That's a phase 2 Alexandra is throwing. And can she get the third strike dead flush in the pocket? Beautiful shots there. You could overlay Alexandra's shots over each other and they would look exactly the same. Watch the form of this young lady. She gets her push away a little bit to the right. Nice and dead straight. Arm swing and solid line position. Beautiful form there by the 24-year-old. And here's Matthew. He's throwing a storm all road. And how about a ring 10 for Matthew? He starts off with the double, but then goes ring 10. So misses relatively early, I would say, in this match, where her opponent, Alexandra, is perfect through 3. Let's see if Matthew can cover the spare. No problem there. But puts him in an early hole, and you got to expect some fireworks in this final match. These 2 bowlers are so well lined up and so solid at the line. I talked about Matthew earlier having that follow-through that's reminiscent of Ryan Simonelli coming across his body to get that extra little kick of turn at the bottom. And you watch that, look at that, those revs, and rips the rack again. That's 2 light hit mixers on that left lane for Matthew. Maybe that lane being just a touch tighter. That's pretty much how it's played. And he comes up light, and look at that. Hit him thin and watch him spin. Alexandra, of course, a French national team member. Her coach is Patrice Seridel. And in the 2017 Mediterranean Bowling Championships, she won 4 titles and 6 medals. So a well-decorated young lady, and why not? Look at that release. Turn it up. Dead flush. Just no question about any of these strikes for Alexandra. She repeats so well. Watch that line position. Reminds me of another bowler who we just saw win on the U.S. tour, who I'm proud to call my friend Shannon O'Keefe. And look at her line position, and reminiscent of that solid line position. Steady, 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 as you call it. So let's see if Alexandra can extend her streak to the front 5. And once again, down through it, you can see that phase 2 turn up. No question about it. She's got the pin up in that ball to give herself a little bit of push down the lane. And watch her lift up through that. I mean, there is just no doubt about any of these. She's splitting boards and flushing everything. So beautiful shots there. Matthew trying to keep up. And let's see if he can get back on track here. How about a dead flush strike for Matthew? What a match. We've had 1 miss so far in 10 shots. And that was Matthew with that ringing 10 on that right lane. He falls off it a little bit, but he gets the hit behind it. Got through it good. And give him the strike. Matthew, very young, age 18. On the Malta youth team for 4 years, and now he's on the Malta adult team. And why not? He's the youngest bowler ever in Malta to shoot 300. And he holds the youth scoring records in 3 and 6 games. And another strike for Matthew. I would advise Alexandra, even though she has the front 5, not to miss, because these bowlers are locked in. We talked about that phase 2. I will tell you that the phase 2 is an essential component of any advanced bowler's arsenal. I'm not going to tell you how many I've drilled so far, but I will tell you that it reads the wet and it reads the dry so beautifully. Symmetrical and a little bit high for a 4-pin. There's a blemish, a chink in the armor for Alexandra, but it's going to basically tie this match up, assuming she'll cover this 4-pin. She got it left a little bit off her hand. It does happen. She got a little bit of hold from the pattern, but not enough. Quite often what you see with easier patterns are you'll get forgiveness to the pocket, but not necessarily forgiveness for your carry. So you see a bowler who's struggling on an easier pattern. You see a lot of 9s, you see a lot of corners, maybe 4 pins, 10 pins, and that's oftentimes how you're quote-unquote penalized for a bad shot if you're lined up correctly. So here we are, basically tied, and let's see if Alexandra can get back on track here. Been anticipating this match this entire stepladder. In the first match, Cynthia Frendo Duca schooled Sergei Braga and Valentine Saulnier by beating them handily. And then she beat Daria Payok in the quarterfinals before losing to Matthews 284 front 10 in our last match. And there's a right back on track for Alexandra. So that's how we got to where we are. This is the championship. And the winner takes home that beautiful trophy. Perfect again in the pocket. Beautiful shot there by Alexandra. I'd like to find a way to get her over here to compete on the PWBA Tour. I would put her up against almost any of those bowlers. And right back on track. We are back tied, folks. What a match you are seeing here for this final, and why not? The two bowlers with the best look and beautiful strokes. hammering the pocket. The ball's going through the pins the right way. And here we are going into the 8th. Tied up. Let's see what Matthew can do here. And a little bit light for a bucket. The 2-4-5. He gets the 8 out, but we call that combination of spares over there the bucket. Let's see where this ball crosses. It crosses on 12, right where he was looking. Might have got a little fast. Maybe he got a little bit amped up on that shot. Not surprising. And that's going to be the first real blemish of either one of these bowlers. And then he crosses across the spare to only get 1. And that puts Alexandra in the driver's seat here. And he knew he pulled it as soon as he let it go. Was hoping for a little hole, but didn't get it. Let's see if Alexandra can stay calm here and keep executing the way she has. With that unfortunate mistake by Matthews, she should be able to just about put this away here if she can keep her string going. And another great shot, dead flush in the pocket. Just can't say enough about how every ball through the pocket looks the same. And you can see how she gets it right up the oil line, dead flush in the pocket. That's not the most power, that's not the most speed, but when you put it there, there is no doubt about the strikes that Alexandra is throwing. Very impressive performance by this young lady. And a good look at that phase 2, maybe a tad of lane shine on there from the oil that's out there. I've actually seen balls change reaction mid-game or across a couple of games because of lane shine. And another beautiful release. And there's a flat 10. And again, that left lane a little bit tighter. You saw Matthew leave the 2-4-5. And here, let's watch Alexandra right over 12, right where she's been. Doesn't quite make the corner. So that left lane's characteristic of being maybe a board tighter, board and a half maybe at the most, is showing itself a little bit. Let's see if Alexandra can convert this 10-pin. Beautiful shot there, no problem. And she's cruising along at a 240 pace. And Matthew can go sheet for 242. So I would strongly advise him to do that. Great shot there by Matthew. Gets this one out a little more into the dry. Watch it turn up and dead flush through the pocket. Again, it's how you can match up. So if he can go 242, he would force Alexandra to mark in the 10th. Must strike here for Matthew. Beautiful shot. Yeah, a little bit high, but give him the strike. Keeps him in the hunt. Gonna need one more here to get to the 240s. And he came up a little high, but he knew can't come up light on that lane. He just left a bucket there, so he didn't want to do that again. But a good shot there. And must strike. Second shot in the 10th. Got it out to the dry, dead flush. Forcing Alexandra to show up here in the 10th. Strike will get him to 242. Basically, any mark will put Alexandra in the 240s. What a great match. Best match we've seen so far here by these two wonderful young players. And, all right, 241, that'll work. Still gets the job done. For Alexandra, here's the situation. She needs a mark. Now you can watch Matthew get this one a little bit out. Catches some dry, but again, on that tighter lane, just not going to make it back. So good thing that was on a fill ball. Here is the shot of the tournament right here for Alexandra Lopes. Takes a breath, knows what she needs. Take your time. That phase 2 lined up. Remember your fundamentals. And beautiful release. Hold off. Beautiful shot. Right in the pocket. We have our winner executing in the clutch. Watch this release. Just picture perfect, just like the others. Straight up the oil line, right to the pocket. Give her the strike and the title. Congratulations to Alexandra Lopes, lapping the field, winning this match against a very hot Matthew Magro. What great competition here in the 2020 QubicaAMF Bowling Promotion Cup. Once again, thanks to Bruno Bidone for putting on these matches. And hopefully we can get some U.S. players over there next year. And if you look now, Bruno is advertising for the 2021 competition, which will be coming up this fall. And hopefully we'll be through enough of this pandemic that we can get some more international folks over there. Great shot there. Finishing touches on this match. That's going to put Alexandra in the 250s. And what a wonderful exhibition of bowling by these two players. I can't say enough about Alexandra and her poise and her look to the pocket, her selection of equipment, her form, everything about it. Congratulations. Well-earned victory by Alexandra Lopes. Congratulations to her. And Bruce Hall here, very happy to be the international commentator for these matches. And a nice big hug there for Alexandra. And congratulations to Matthew Magro for his runner-up finish in the 6-person step ladder. And his coaches, Rick Volsegang and Sue Abela, must be very proud of him. And once again, Alexandra taking the victory lap, dominating the qualifying, winning this one-game title match. And there she is, accepting the trophy. Congratulations to Alexandra. Look for more of these great matches on this YouTube channel from the 2020 QubicaAMF Bowling Promotion Cup.